All right. Hello, hello. So, just so you know, the microphone in front of me is so that the live stream can pick it up. So, if you have any trouble hearing me in the room or if I'm too loud on live stream, it's because I'm trying to project in the back of the room for this very important event. First of all, welcome to Cycle 56 Dream Speeches at i.c.stars Chicago. Dream speeches. That's an interesting thing. So I grew up on the west side of Chicago. I am one of five children born to a single mother, and I'm a little eccentric. I mean, I like to moonwalk. I like magic chicken. I really, really, really enjoy trash reality TV, and I always felt like I wasn't enough. My siblings older than me were popular and accepted. My siblings younger than me were popular and accepted. And if you've been with me for about 5 minutes, you can't understand I'm a weirdo. But that's okay because I like me now. Look at me now. So yeah, and when I think about dreams, I think about how dreams seems to be for the privileged. And from the time that I can remember as a little girl, I was told to be realistic, right? Stick to what makes sense, stick to what's practical, make sure you focus on a real job, make sure it pays off. I remember being in the living room and hearing my aunts and uncles literally cuss a cousin out because he quit his good government job and how important that was to have benefits and a pension and that dreaming to be an entrepreneur like maybe Mark Zuckerberg did when he dropped out of college or dreaming about Bitcoin, which is so weird. I'm still not sure how people made millions. Just not being able to dream. And people without dreams are people without vision. And we recognize that the people that we serve here at icstars, along with myself, have been often told, you have no business dreaming. Yeah, cool. You want to be a basketball player, but that's not realistic. You want to be a musician, but that's not realistic. You want to be a firefighter. You're a girl. Go do nails, right? You need the quickest turnaround. And even though we've had some leeway given to dreams for our people, we're still not encouraged to dream big enough. We're still not invested in our communities and in our families in a way that says that we're willing to risk it all for the dream. And so today, we want you to travel with us 25 years into the future and enjoy the fruits of those who dare to dream. We don't get to dreams easily, right? Like when we issued this challenge, I'm sure that somebody came home and was like the bleep blop blippity blop. And the flick flack on top of everything else. They want me 25 years and awards and they're talking to you and you're trying to figure out like how do I support them in this dream? I've already supported them going to i.c.stars. That feels like a cult as it is. Like, how am I gonna support dreams? In i.c.stars, we have to ask ourselves the same questions. And that wouldn't be possible without our very long time volunteer, Jill Weininger. Jill has been with i.c.stars, volunteering with every city for so many years, I've lost count. She is an educator, a relentless volunteer, not just for i.c.stars, but for all things she's passionate about. And in her free time, she likes to hit the slopes. That's why she's a Utah girl. And when I think about Utah, I want to go hee haw, but I'm pretty sure that's Texas. So I'm gonna just leave my geographically challenged self off the map on that one. But what I like to think of when I think about Jill is a dream catcher. Anybody familiar with a dream catcher? Awesome. Timothy Potts, fellow alum. Jessica Moten, fellow alum and tech trainer. So dream catchers are almost like a Christmas ornament, like a snowflake in the way that it's so intricate, in the way that it's woven. It has a very specific use, which is to protect us from our visions and our dreams and to promote the things that are good for us. And so dream captures catch the bad dreams and hold them back, and they let the good dreams flow through. And Lord knows Jill has probably seen many bad dreams. I dreamed to be the mustard king. No. I'm gonna give the award for the best Philly cheesesteak in town. That's cool, but nah. Like really helping to help filter out the dreams that we settle for and push us to dream bigger. And so today, our dream catcher, Jill Weininger, is here to introduce each of our dreamers to the podium to present their dream speeches, and you all are here to bear witness to those dreams and to support those dreams, and also to hold us accountable to those dreams. Without further ado, our very own dream catcher, Jill Weinegger.
Thank you so much, Brandeis, for that great introduction. And yes, I am calling into all of you from snowy Utah, where my favorite thing to do besides skiing is work with i.c.stars and helping all of these interns to articulate their dreams. So what you're going to see tonight are their award ceremonies 25 years from now. We are in the year 2050. And we've zoomed into the future. They've accomplished so much since commencing from i.c.stars, and they are each going to take us on that journey and tell us about the highs, the lows, and the things that they've learned along the way. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker of the night with the Visionary Leadership Award. And also, I will add that each intern also has a planetary responsibility, what they're supposed to do as they go off into the world. And this young lady's planetary responsibility is to help. So without further ado, Anahi Ojeda with the Visionary Leadership Award. Come on up.
So standing here tonight accepting the Visionary Leadership Award, I'm reminded of how much growth, perseverance, and self-discovery it took to reach this moment. This award is not just on my accomplishments, the challenges I faced, and especially the people who have helped shape me along the way. I earned this honor all qualities that were not second to me, but ones I had to develop through experience. My journey after i.c.stars was filled with pivotal moments, stepping into the tech industry, a world I knew nothing about, and one in which I felt I didn't believe that success isn't just about skill. Success is about how you learn to navigate the unknown, how you treat others, and how willing you are to grow. In full transparency, this road was not easy. One of my biggest challenges was my own self-reliance. Growing up, I developed the habit of solving my own problems. At first, it was a strength that made me independent and resourceful. But over time, I realized that it also made me resistant to asking for help. I had put my trust in people before and been disappointed, so I told myself it was easier to rely only on myself. What I didn't realize was that true leadership and true success require trust and leaning on others. Another powerful lesson I learned along the way is this: the things I resist the most are usually the things I need the most. And the things I'm most afraid to let go of are often the very things I need to surrender. I resisted vulnerability, but I needed to build strong connections. I feared change, but embracing it helped me grow. I hesitated to trust, but once I learned to do so, it opened doors I never imagined. My career journey began as an aspiring project manager, fresh out of i.c.stars, yet uncertain. My first role was an internship at a tech company that valued innovation and leadership. That opportunity led to a full-time project management position where I honed my skills. With each step forward, I gained more experience, eventually managing large-scale projects that pushed the boundaries of technology and business collaboration. By the 2030s, I built a reputation as a leader who not only delivered results, but also nurtured teams with empathy and vision. I transitioned into executive roles, leading tech initiatives that prioritize accessibility and community impact. By 2040, I dedicated my time to helping organizations create inclusive, people-first leadership cultures in tech. Now, standing here in 2050, reflecting on a career filled with both triumphs and lessons, I am most proud of the legacy I've built. A legacy of mentorship and leadership driven by trust and collaboration. My future plans involve continuing to empower the next generation of leaders, ensuring that those who come after me feel seen, supported, and capable of breaking barriers. Looking ahead, my journey is far from over. My future plans involve mentoring others who feel like they have to do everything alone, helping to create a space in tech where leadership is built on trust, empathy, and collaboration. I want to continue growing, learning, and using my experiences to empower others to break past their own barriers. I would not be standing here without the people who have supported me along the way. To my family, thank you for always believing in me and pushing me forward even when I doubted myself. Your love and encouragement have been my foundation. And to my partner Lorenzo, thank you for being thank you for being my rock throughout all our time together. During this program, you supported me in every way possible, from cooking for me, making sure I always had a meal, to lifting me up with when imposter syndrome hit me the hardest. You helped by removing every obstacle possible from my path to ensure I succeeded. Thank you for always believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. You saw potential in me even when I couldn't see it in myself. So grazie mille, Lauren. And lastly, I want to take a moment to thank myself for pushing forward, for believing in my dreams even when they felt out of reach, for embracing growth, discomfort, and uncertainty with courage, for becoming the person standing here today. I honor the vision of me that kept going, that never settled, and that always strived to be better. Thank you, me, for never giving up.
That was a great way to start us off this evening. Great job, Anahi. Next up this evening, with the Woman of the Century Award and the planetary responsibility to go off and inspire, is Asante Payne.
First off, thank you for coming. We appreciate everyone who's here. Oh, hello.
So the mic doesn't project.
Oh, okay. Projecting now. Good evening, everyone. Receiving the Woman of the Century Award proves to me that I'm exactly the woman who I think I am. I had to overcome my own adversity to get here. I have a quote from Louis Hay that I want to open with. You've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try proving of yourself and see what happens. This quote resonates with me because it shows that all things start to change once you shift your mindset. My mindset and way of thinking was the solution. I never let another negative thought influence me. One of my most pivotal moments in life was back in 2025, joining and completing icstars. Going into the program, I was worried that I didn't have an extensive enough background to be able to grasp the demanding concept of coding. I wasn't worried about competing with other people. I was more afraid of competing with my thoughts. I remember thinking, how the hell am I going to do coding? Now, I may not be the best, but I could do a little something. I applied myself through taking action, self-discipline, and asking my fellow cohorts for help. My journey has led me down many difficult paths. I had to battle with feeling like I'm not adequate enough for certain job positions, irritating managers, juggling my personal and professional life. After completing i.c.stars, I continue on to community outreach, helping my people. I decided to stay in my neighborhood while I worked myself up from volunteer leader, outreach coordinator, and eventually became the director of community engagement. My first significant role was as an environmental justice leader. That taught me to always take care of your surroundings. I enjoyed that role because I was able to gain a deeper appreciation for life itself. I earned this award not because of a single skill set, but because of my unwavering perseverance and dedication to my community. My journey began with a deep passion for helping others, which led me to serving my community for 7 years, directly assisting individuals in need. Over time, I developed innovative outreach techniques that allowed me to connect more people to essential resources than anyone else in my area. Rather than using a one size fits all approach, I focus on identifying the unique needs to each person and strategically matching them with organizations best equipped to help. This personalized method significantly reduced wait times and ensured individuals receive the right support quickly and effectively. As my approach gained recognition, it was adopted by many other communities, eventually expanding nationwide and even globally. When started, no, sorry, was started as a local effort turned into a scalable strategy, proving that true impact comes from persistence, innovation, and a deep understanding of people's needs. Today, I continue to apply these lessons, using my experience to drive meaningful change on a larger scale. I want to give praise to my sister, my nana, my papa, my second village, and my beautiful daughter, Shahida. I love you for always supporting and caring for me. You believe in me when I don't. Help me in so many ways, like I'm literally here because of you. Nana, thank you for all the opportunities you have given me, all of the endless support, love, and encouraging words. Thank you for being my nana. I know I chose the perfect family. Papa, I know that I'm able to do anything I put my mind to because of your powerful words, which have stuck with me these last 27 years. Never say can't. I didn't realize how important it is to speak life into your children until I had one of my own. And thank you for that. My bonus village, I appreciate all the support you have given, not only me, but Nyla as well. I'm grateful to have you all as my second family. And to my daughter, Nyla, this is all for you. Thank you for pushing me, for allowing me to finish this program, because I know this was hard on the both of us. I talked about you a lot during these 4 months. And C56, I want to thank every one of you for supporting me in more ways than one. I was going to do a shout out individually, but we ain't have time. And lastly but not least, I want to thank myself. I want to thank me for all the early mornings, the restless nights, the stressful days, missing my baby, and my perseverance for continuing to push through no matter how hard it got. My future plans are to change the world one mindset at a time. So I want to let everyone know to keep going because life will pass you by. I'm grateful for everything that I have been through to get me here to this point. I will continue to grow and I will only get better. The
For the record, I don't know who those irritating managers were. But, I mean, my body roll is like unchallenged. That's all I'm saying.
Great job, Asante. Thank you very much. And the only bad part about being in Utah is I'm not there to give the rocks and the hugs. It's a bummer. Next up this evening with the Nobel Peace Prize, whose responsibility as he goes off into the world is to love, is Christian Acosta. Christian, take it away.
That's me. Awkward. Thank you all so much for choosing me. I am so grateful to accept the Nobel Peace Prize. It is an honor of the highest order. I would like to thank myself first for having the dedication and the drive I wanted to come to life. I would also like to thank my family for supporting me financially in the early days of my career. Their help allowed me the opportunity to start the foundation of it. I also need to thank my partner, Alexis, and my best friend, George. Without emotional support, I would not have been able to get strength to get this far. It was a difficult journey, but between being a role model and creating a better world for my little sisters and daughter Solaris, I simply could not give up on myself. See, I struggled a long time with my mental health. I had to break free from the expectation that loomed over me and be reborn as who I am supposed to be. Although it took me years to figure it out, I put in the effort and did the work. I had people that I just couldn't let down, including myself. After the COVID-19 pandemic, I was feeling dissatisfied with the direction of my career because I realized the food industry was not the right fit for me. So I began learning more about the tech industry, specifically cybersecurity, and got my first certification from Google's Coursera. Not long after, someone I knew in the past was looking for some help with a personal matter. We began catching up in the tech industry, and they referred me to the i.c.stars program. Opportunity for me as I was looking to get into tech and had ambitions to lead the charge to creating a positive social impact. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to travel for work and pleasure. These experiences around the world have been enlightening, to say the least. The cultures I have observed and have been welcomed into have altered my perspective on what is possible in this world. The way we work and the way we play are so alike. We work to provide for our families and to have the means to enjoy life with our loved ones. Getting drinks with your team, having cookouts with your family, going on adventures with our partners, or creating memories with our friends. Love is a universal language, and through empathy and understanding, we will realize we are not so different. Unfortunately, I've noted that no matter where you go, everyone is afforded the privilege to appreciate everything life has to offer. With me. Creating opportunities for those who are typically overlooked in our society has been the driving force of my career. Starting off as a junior developer, I'm growing my hard skills and social capital. A year and a half, I moved on to the back to understand the full process of creating applications and web pages. Nearly 3 years of security. Several security certifications at this point. Transition was relatively way up to cybersecurity specialization for several years, and now I've been a CISO for just over a decade. As a CISO, even as a full-stack developer, creating equity and inclusion for underserved markets. That is why I developed a digital resource center that focuses on bringing together programs and legal documents that assist people in quickly accessing the tools or information they need for a wide variety of programs all over the world, all under one roof, per se. Now that I've reached the highest point of my career, I'll be shifting focus to helping the homeless have access to reliable housing, creating reform for former and currently incarcerated individuals, and legal assistance for undocumented populations. I have built my skills and relationships with a lot of people that I will be leveraging in order to change this world, one person, one heart at a time. Thank you.
Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to illuminate and winning the award of Grammy Album of the Year, is Daniel Alvarez. Daniel, take it away.
I'm deeply humbled and grateful to accept this Grammy for Album of the Year. It has always been my passion to create music that resonates with people, bring them joy, and inspires others to embrace kindness with passion. In 2016, I went on a trip to Colorado with a few friends to hike, to go on an adventure, to check out a college. After a few days of adventure, we headed to the campus. When we arrived, we couldn't drive onto the campus and had to take a shuttle. As we waited, I noticed an elderly woman with a stroller, but to my surprise, there wasn't a baby in the stroller. There was a cat. It was unusual, but I saw the struggle. I saw that she was struggling, and despite the strange situation, I decided to take it upon myself to help her. My friends were amused and filmed the whole moment. They posted it online on Instagram. We all had a laugh. A few days later, after the trip, my friend Cassandra messaged me, telling me how much the video filled her with joy and made her proud of me helping. We talked about how acts of kindness, even when they seem out of place, can have a powerful impact. She said the world needed more of that. And acts like these show true leadership. The message stuck with me, as it reminded me that helping others, no matter how unusual the circumstances, is how we truly make a difference. In many ways, my career has followed the same spirit. I've taken on many roles as a janitor, as customer service, as a cashier at Whole Foods, as a waiter, and as a music director for a nonprofit organization. Eventually, I knew I needed a change. The tech industry had always intrigued me, but I always thought it was for big brain people. But with a lot of encouragement from my family, I decided to take the leap. I didn't have the funds or time for traditional schooling, but I remembered that a few friends had gone through a program called i.c.stars. Despite my doubts, I dove in. The program taught me so much, most importantly, that helping others and being a part of community is essential. It also showed me that the tech world, like music, is about innovation, creativity, and problem solving. After completing icstars, I began my career as a full-stack developer at a company called Reverb.com. While working full-time, I used my earnings to invest in my passion for music, creating, mixing, mastering, and editing my own tracks. With guidance from industry professionals, I refined my craft, always working towards my ultimate goal, performing live. By 2030, I was still working as a developer while saving money to transition into full-time music. As opportunities continued to arise, I performed my first live show in Chicago that year. The show's success led to a series of performances, allowing me to make the leap into full-time music. I stand here today proud of how my journey in tech has allowed me to fund my passion for music, bridging the worlds of creativity and technology. And just as I helped that cat lady in Colorado, I learned that no matter how strange the path may seem, it's about making a difference and following what speaks to your heart. So I want to thank you for the incredible honor. I hope my story continues to inspire others to embrace kindness, innovation, and the courage to follow their passions, no matter where they may lead. I'd like to take a moment to thank my friends. This is kind of off script. Team Jetta, I want to thank you for always supporting me, encouraging me throughout the journey. But most importantly, I want to thank my wife who is here today with me. Her belief, her patience, her belief in me, her patience, her kindness has truly made me a better man. She's been my biggest fan, my rock, my cheerleader. She's been my laughter when I didn't have laughter. She's been the shoulder that I would lean upon. This is off script, by the way. I'm adding all this. Mary, you've done so much to support us. Off your money while I was at i.c.stars. You created a home for us. You've given me 3 wonderful children. And I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, 3. So with all that being said, I love you so much. Te quiero mucho, mi amor. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. And next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to help with the Sigma Award, is our other Daniel, Daniel Arismendi. Daniel, come on up.
Hi. Thank you for being here. The Sigma Award is not simply a recognition of my professional work. It's an acknowledgement of continuous learning, understanding and interpreting the world through the lens of social justice can help and heal communities in a fractured world. For over 25 years, my work has been guided by one principle: how information can strengthen social bonds. Early in my career, I realized the power of the data to uncover my country history, confront past mistakes, and rebuild. This led me to co-create a database that revealed the impacts of 50 years of systematic violence through 120,000 victims of inequality, and data became a tool to reimagine our reality. We stay in Colombia because we have faith, but we have to live it because we love it. This reflects my search for growth, and i.c.stars, I gained skills to collaborate with the state governments, proving how data drives change even in hostile environments. Sorry. A society fried by individualism and crises like addiction, fueled by poverty, mental health struggles, and institutional negligence, pushed me to act. I partnered with NGOs to amplify silenced voices. By 2040, I trained in communities to document systemic injustice, turning forgotten stories into undeniable calls for action. In 2050, now, our work has come full circle. We return to our homeland, a co-found an educational hub, dismantling barriers to knowledge. Education must be a right, not a privilege. This award belongs to those who guide me: my mother, who taught me justice through daily acts of service; my father, who showed me that ideas outlive us when is rooted in example; to Paula, my partner in every battle, who builds bridges even in darkness. Gracias. Ethical leadership isn't about perfection. It's about making choices that harness technology for equity, even when institutions stay silent. Behind every dataset is a human history. Every algorithm carries a moral choice. Let me leave you with these words that guide me through every crossroads. Politics is not a profession to live from, but a passion to build a better future. Those who love money should stay far from this work. Uh, Pepe Mujica calls to service endorse. Thank you so much.
Great job, Daniel. Thank you. Next up this evening with the Persistence and Legacy Award, whose planetary responsibility is to cherish, we have Jasmine Valladares. Jasmine.
Didn't know I was next. It's not turning on. What's no? It's the lights on. There's not doing nothing. Hey guys. I didn't know I was after D. Okay. So 25 years later. So, hello, I'm Jasmine Valladares. If you had asked me 25 years ago what my dream job was, I would have said being a business or data analyst in a remote or hybrid role. Funny enough, before joining i.c.stars, I never even imagined saying that. I didn't even know what that was. Back then, I wasn't really thinking about a career at all. But once I took that leap, I realized what it meant to grow, adapt, and evolve. I realized I deserved more for myself. Now, after decades in data analytics and business strategy, I've had the chance to work in teams, tackle big challenges, and mentor the next generation. What started as about SQL and project management turned into something I genuinely love, data to solve real problems and make an impact. One of the best moments in my journey was winning the Hack the Dream Award during my internship at i.c.stars. We got to interact with a group of strangers at that time, throwing ideas around. But years later, reconnected with Kiera and Travis and made this experience come true. My team came up with Easy Farm, an idea to make medicine more accessible. What started as curiosity turned into a career of solving real world problems, mentoring future professionals, and driving impactful projects. Decades later, reconnecting with my team to bring this to life. It earned us the Persistence and Legacy Award. Proof that great ideas don't just stay ideas when you have the right people and the drive to make them happen. That moment really showed me the power of teamwork and persistence, and now I'm proud to be founder of Easy Farm. At the end of the day, everything I've worked for comes back to my family. My parents taught me the value of hard work, humility, and resilience. Looking back, I see how much their sacrifice shaped me. Success to me isn't just about titles or achievements. It's about taking care of the people I love. I enjoying the little moments and giving back the way they did for me. I wouldn't even have known about icstars if it wasn't for my sweet Aris. To this day, she's one of the biggest supporters. She made this internship so much easier for me, from packing my lunches and making my dinners to helping with my senior dog at the time, who I'm sure wasn't the easiest to handle. I looked up to her during that time, especially during my internship, because she was also stepping into her first career at the same time. In 2025, we both found ourselves in jobs that no longer fueled us. We went through some really tough times together, but in the end, we came out stronger. We both knew the importance of growing as individuals to be stronger. Last but not least, I want to thank my cycle mate, Cycle 56. Thinking about this whole journey, I can't help but feel grateful for the lessons, the challenges, and the people who've helped me along the way. Every decision, every risk, every doubt, it all led me here. Over the past 25 years, I went from being a data analyst, just figuring things out, to a leader using data to drive real impact. Looking back, it was never just about career moves. It was about growth, impact, and helping the next generation do the same. Thank you.
Great job, Jasmine. Thank you. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to change the world and the Nobel Peace Prize in Science, we have Edson Gonzalez. Edson, come on and take the stage.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here this evening. I want to thank you for this 2050 Nobel Prize in Science for the work that I've done to combat climate change. As President of the United States, I know, you know, that I did not make it here on my own. I had friends along the way who would let me know when I was going too far. My family would keep me grounded and was a reminder to me and where I came from. Nothing. We began our lives on part of the lowest economic tier. My parents worked extremely hard to get me and my siblings where we are today. Former All-American athletes and scholarship-held academics. I started off with a number of odd jobs that helped me build my character, ranging from dishwasher all the way to security guard and so on. Then when I decided to take my career a little more seriously, I went to school and taught math for a number of years. Now, during my growth as a professional, I always closely carried a dream with me. A dream to change the world. That dream helped me push to be a little more extroverted and gain social capital. But one day I came to understand that not only was social capital needed, rather actual money. And on a teacher salary, unfortunately, that's a little difficult to obtain. So then I went and worked with i.c.stars in Chicago, where they provided me invaluable tools and ties that have carried me through the years. I began my new career in technology, where I learned to climb the ranks and began to earn what I needed to really get the ball going. After commencing from i.c.stars in 2025, I began as a data analyst for Pepper Construction, which, if you're not aware, is right down the street over there in that corner. After 5 years there, I developed an awareness for how impactful it can be when recyclables are used in the construction industry. And I mean, if you really think about it, in Chicago and all major cities, there's always construction going on, whether it be with skyscrapers or something a little more infamous, the highways. With these enormous projects going on worldwide, I wanted to use the waste rather than create it. I developed an app that could keep track of the waste produced from each project and channel that waste into other projects. With a significant decrease of carbon emissions and an increase in recyclables going into good use, my influence on politics grew exponentially. I was seen as a pro-climate and pro-business leader who could appeal to both sides of the aisle with my ideas. I then entered politics in 2035, and from there, things took off. To the moon, they said. No. It's too small. To the stars. I met some very powerful and like-minded individuals along the way, who I'm now proud to call my friends. This message goes out to you all. To all those who've supported me, I want to thank you for giving me the same amount of belief in me that I had in myself, that I had in the world. With this prize, I hold a new world. What I hold is our future. What I hold is our destiny.
Thank you, Edson, for that wonderful presentation. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to serve, is the Chicago Man of the Year, Jalon Newsom.
I'm stop playing. All right. Tonight, I am truly honored to receive the Chicago Man of the Year award. Presented to individuals who have made significant contributions to their communities, I've worked hard across several areas that needed attention: mental health, housing, jobs, and education. Tackling these issues wasn't easy, but over the second half of my life, I've dedicated myself to making a difference. There's still much to do, and our work for community is never finished. A defining moment in my life was giving back to my family and helping them achieve financial stability and success. Another milestone was bringing affordable housing to the South Side and South suburbs. When I started my real estate business, my mission was clear: to bring affordable housing to the areas where I grew up. As my business grew, I made sure to surround myself with a board of directors who truly empowered and supported me. Thank you, i.c.stars. Support to me is not about covering up mistakes, but about steering me in the right direction before I veer off course. At one point, I was pursuing a bachelor's degree, but the demands overwhelmed me. After struggling with student loan debt and tuition, I decided to explore a different path. Failing to commit to 2 interviews from year up, I found i.c.stars. When I joined i.c.stars in 2024, I had matured mentally, no longer running from my problems. I had learned patience, focus, and contentment. Determined not to give up, I moved forward, which led me to work for Microsoft. While it was a great company, it wasn't my ideal career since I wanted to impact my community. But with my career, I built a savings and an emergency fund. From the beginning of my real estate venture, I chose not to raise rent every year for my tenants. I felt that part of the system was flawed. Today, our private startup that I started with my best friend is still thriving, and we have no plans to sell. With this, I was able to leave my career and focus more on my philanthropic work. As Sandy, the founder of i.c.stars, says, we are to be change agents. Being financially stable allowed me to help my sister and mother enter their careers. I also use that income to fund my real estate business. Eventually, I moved to a smaller company that aligned more with my values. No pun to Microsoft. Allow me to create programs that help our organization become more involved in the community. Along the way, I've faced many challenges, overcoming self-doubt, rejection, financial struggles, and navigating the complexities of people who often have personal gain in mind rather than the community. I've learned to be resilient in the face of these obstacles. Through it all, I've developed crucial life skills: integrity, honesty, resilience, assertiveness, empathy, and data-driven decision-making, which have been essential to my success. Through these efforts, I've helped promote economic stability, reduce homelessness, fund underfunded schools, raise teacher salaries, and transform neglected lots into vibrant community spaces. We know that's an issue on the South Side. A key partner in this journey has been the Hope Organization, which has been instrumental in bridging the gap with various nonprofits across the county. I didn't set out to start my own nonprofit. Instead, I chose to contribute with an organization that was already making an impact. Hope invested 5 years working in areas where resources were most needed. I should have changed that. Anyways, looking ahead, I remained committed to serving my community. I'm determined to continue advocating for homeless shelters, mental health clinics, and affordable housing for Black and Brown communities. I'll push for initiatives that foster both social economic growth, demand better employment opportunities, and fight against environmental justice. I am incredibly grateful to my mother, a woman whose strength comes from her faith in the Lord. She taught me not to dwell in self-pity, especially during my battles with depression. Her love and guidance grounded me in understanding of the world and who I am. She laid the foundation of love, kindness, and care in my life. And as a dreamer herself, she equipped me with the tools to thrive and reflect on my place in the world. I also want to thank my best friend, Jaquan, and my sister, who's also my best friend, Chanel. We went through a lot of childhood trauma, but we became best friends in it. Being able to vent and talk through issues and mature as we grew up, Her influence reminds me to stay committed even when times get tough. But my best friend Jaquan, on the other hand, keeps me grounded. His strengths balances my weaknesses, and his perspective always helps me see things in a new light. I'll leave you with this. We are all here for a purpose, and I know for sure that our purpose is to serve and love one another. Let us continue to stir one another up to love and good works. Thank you.
Thank you, Jalan. Great job. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to understand, with the Pathfinder Award of 2050, is Lydia Vatzik. Lydia, podium is yours.
Mentors, and everyone who has been part of my journey. Tonight is a moment of reflection, gratitude, and celebration. It's an honor to receive the Pathfinder Awards. This is more than just an achievement. It represents strength, growth, and the power of community. Earning this award was not just about hitting milestones. It was about embracing challenges, learning from failure, and pushing forward even when the path wasn't clear. I have worked hard to grow both professionally and personally, applying the lesson learning at the icstars to make the tangible impact, from refining my technical and leadership skills to learning projects that drive innovation. Every step has been fueled by communicate to excellence in service. After the icstars, my journey took valuable turns. My first big break came when I joined United Airlines in Chicago as a project manager, where I led major project that empowered operation process. That was when I realized it, that leadership is not about titles, it's about action. Later, I took the next step and became a senior project manager, leading complex projects and bringing teams together. It was not easy, but it taught me how to be flexible and confidently overcome difficulties. One of my proudest achievements was leading a company-wide process, improvement effort, enhancing project, and mentoring junior project managers to help them grow into the leadership role. Like many of us, I have faced difficulties, both on my career and personal life. There were moments of doubt, financial struggles, imposter syndrome, and the times when I didn't know if I could break through this barrier. But through it all, I became stronger, learned to adapt, and developed belief in my own ability. At i.c.stars, not only taught me how to manage projects, but also how to solve problems, collaborate, and lead with authenticity. My journey, it wasn't far from over. I am going to continue growing at United Airlines, stepping to the program manager role, where I can take on larger projects and make even greater impact. I also plan to support future project managers, helping them find their own path. No one walked this journey alone. I want to express my deep gratitude to the icstars teams, Larry, Tandelaya, Brandis, Jessica, Ryan, Jennifer, Christian, for their support, for my colleagues, they are collaborating me, and for my family and friends who have been my biggest cheerleaders. This is ever is not just mine. It's a reflection of your believing in me. To do still in their journey, keep going. Every challenge is an opportunity. Every failure is a lesson, and every such is just a step towards something greater. As Divine John says, dream big, work hard, stay focused, and surround yourself with the good people. Thank you, i.c.star, for transforming my life and transforming a lot of lives. And thank you all for being here tonight. The best is yet to come.
Great job, Lydia. Thank you very much. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to help and the Visionary Analyst Award of 2050 is Jameer Harris. Jameer, take it away.
Their friends show up and show out for them. So that's greatly appreciated. But good evening, everyone. I stand before you today humbled and honored as the recipient of the Visionary Analyst Award. This is an award given to those who have not only transformed businesses through data and strategy, but also have used their skills to create opportunities for others. Becoming a business analyst has been more than just a career choice. It has been a calling from an early age. I found joy in solving problems, analyzing patterns, and uncovering hidden insights. I realized data, when used correctly, is more than just numbers. It's also a story waiting to be told. When I began at i.c.stars, I knew that my dream job would be one where I could use all of my skills, critical thinking, communication, and adaptability to drive business, success, and making a meaningful impact. I envisioned a future where I would lead strategic initiatives, helping companies make data-driven decisions that improve efficiency, customer experience, and profitability. And now, after 25 years, I can honestly say that I have made it to where I wanted to be as a business analyst. The journey has not been without challenges. There was times when I doubted myself, when opportunities seemed out of reach and obstacles felt insurmountable. But through resilience and perseverance, I developed the essential life skills that now define me. Each challenge strengthened my ability to analyze, innovate, and lead, preparing me for the role I have today. One of my defining moments of journey was joining i.c.stars back in 2024. It was here where I sharpened my technical skills, my analytical skills, and collaborated with brilliant minds and gained the confidence to pursue my dream. I worked on projects, pushed me way beyond my limits that I didn't even know I had. Uh, Teamwork, leadership, and perseverance. Today, I stand before you having achieved successful process improvements, developed innovative data solutions, and helped businesses grow by leveraging analytics. But commencing from i.c.stars was only the beginning. I then continued my journey by pursuing additional certifications in both business and data analytics. In this role, I learned how businesses communicated with the analytic end of tech. Within 5 years, I was promoted to senior business analyst, leading my own team. Eventually, in 2029, I had the opportunity to step into a leadership role where I was able to drive industry-wide change. My vision was to create future where business decisions were made with clarity, precision, and with focus on sustainability. In 2024, in 2040, correction, I took on the role of mentoring and inspiring analysts. While this award is a great honor, the great reward is seeing my work create real change, helping businesses thrive while also addressing societal changes like employment gaps, diversity in tech, and ethical data use. If I had the power, I would ensure that data is used responsibly to create economic opportunities, bridge inequalities, and empower communities. Now, none of this would have been possible without my mentors, you all, my colleagues, and all of my loved ones. None of this would have been possible if I did not put myself first and give myself 100% for these past 4 months. To my family, especially you, Cuzzo, Tanisha, I love you. Because you're actually giving me a chance to change my life around. If you never given me this opportunity, I see myself, I probably would have been crashing and going in the wrong direction. To my mentors who challenged me, aka Big Richard, who challenged me to grow and push past my limits, thank you for your wisdom. To i.c.stars for opening y'all doors, for making this very possible for me. I thank you guys for this opportunity. And finally, to my mom, who's here in spirit and on this camera tonight. You have been an incredible support system, reminding me that no dream is too big. Thank you for walking with me on this journey. Tonight, I don't just accept this word for myself, I accept it for every dreamer, every analyst, and every individual who believes that with the right tools, knowledge, and perseverance, anything is possible. The journey continues. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Jameer. Yes, the best is yet to come. That is what the evening is all about. Next up this evening, with the responsibility to empower as she goes out into the world, and the Empowerment in Technology Award is Jocelyn Puente. Jocelyn, come on up.
Everyone. Wow, I can't express how much it means to be here today, getting this Empowerment and Technology Award. This isn't just for me, it's because of all the hard work, lessons learned, and the amazing people who've had my back along the way. Looking back, it's hard to believe how far I've come. After i.c.stars, I jumped into tech, something I wasn't sure I could even do. My role was a business analyst on a product development team where I worked closely with engineers and stakeholders to bring ideas to life. I didn't know everything at first, but with this persistence and willingness to learn, I showed myself that I could do it. That's when I realized I could build a career and create opportunities for others. One of the most memorable things for me was leading a project focused on giving underrepresented communities more access to tech. The project hit home for me because it's why I do this, making sure everyone has the chance to succeed no matter where they come from. The road hasn't been easy though. There were times I felt like I wasn't moving fast enough, didn't know enough, or didn't belong. But those moments taught me how important it was to stay focused, how important believing in myself is, how much it matters to ask for help when I need it. I've learned it's not about being perfect. It's about staying consistent and not giving up, even when things get hard. That experience led me to where I am today, a chief product officer at Unity Financial Group, a tech firm specializing in financial inclusion solutions. Our company focuses on bridging the gap for underbanked communities by ensuring that financial tools are accessible to those who need the most. We generate revenue through partnership with banks and fintech companies, offering digital banking solutions tailored to low-income households. This work is personal to me because I know what it's like to feel locked out of financial opportunities. Before tech, I spent 5 years in banking as a teller, associate banker, and notary at JP Morgan Chase. I help clients manage their finances, open accounts, navigate banking services. I saw firsthand how financial literacy, or the lack of it, could change someone's life. That's why I made it my mission to do more. None of this would be possible without the incredible support I've had along the way. As the oldest of three, I've always felt the responsibility to push for more, to set an example for my siblings and be their rock, especially in tough times. This achievement isn't just mine, it's theirs too. To my family and friends, thank you. You stood by me through it all, and I wouldn't be here without you. I want to honor the loved ones who aren't here today, those I've lost, but never forgotten. You are part of my drive, and I carry you with me in everything I do. A special thank you to my partner for being here tonight and always believing in me. From day one, you believed in me, challenged me, and pushed me beyond what I thought was possible. Through your guidance, tough love, and unwavering support, you shaped my journey in ways I always will be grateful for. Your support means the world to me. Beyond my career, I co-founded Code for Change, an organization that helps underrepresented youth break into tech. We provide hands-on learning, experiences, mentorships, and career development programs for high school students and young adults. It's more than just jobs. It's about building confidence, networking, and opportunities that change lives, while teaching financial literacy to help these young people build a secure future. The journey hasn't been smooth. There were moments when I felt like I wasn't progressing fast enough or doubted whether I truly belonged in this space. But I've learned that success isn't about knowing everything from day one. It's about staying consistent, adapting, and pushing forward, even when it gets hard. Have my accomplishments made a difference? I hope so. I've always believed that if we get a chance to succeed, we should help others do the same. If there's one thing I want you to take away from me tonight, is that your dreams are real. Your struggles don't define you. How you rise from them do. So keep pushing, keep learning, keep proving people wrong. Life doesn't always go as planned, but it stays true to yourself and but if you stay true to yourself and keep moving forward, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. If I can stand here today, so can you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Wonderful job. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to innovate and the award for the UX designer for 2050 is Ivan Gomez. Ivan, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for presenting me with the UI UX Design Award. This honor recognizes my ability to create or review projects that focus on both being user-centric while maintaining aesthetic and innovation. By blending attention to detail with technical proficiency, developed interfaces that redefine the industry standards and set new benchmarks and for usability and engagement. My journey from a full stack developer to award-winning UI UX designer was a journey of continuous learning, innovation, and the drive to create technology that would change the future. First off, I'd have to thank my old man for getting me interested into technology at an early age. Growing up, he was always on the computer. He was always the type to be on AOL checking everything. And, he was always, he wouldn't let go of stuff. So I was surrounded by vast amounts of tech, current and newer at the time. And little did he know that choice would end up, making me make a name for myself. He ended up giving me my own laptop at a young age, which honestly I would not recommend, but I wouldn't be here at this age if it wasn't for that. I realized early on, even though I was told that I was very smart at an early age, that regular school never really spoke to me. That paired with the fact that my family was financially unstable, my dad was always a blue-collar worker, and my mom was an immigrant, so I was first gen. I always had the self-doubt of not being able to make it. Being one of very few Hispanics in technology in my community, I knew that the opportunity at college weren't in my favor due to affordability issues. However, I never thought, even though I never thought I'd get a pathway to get there, whether it was the childhood dream of becoming a video game designer, my creative side wanting to become a UX UI designer, or the flame inspiration that was my grandpa working as a civil engineer that inspired me to become an engineer of my own later on. With my love for technology, I realized love is what kept me going on with the doubt in my mind. But little did I know, after a few years into my career, that would all be about to change. Even though I never thought it would be possible for me to make it this far, love is what kept me going. The passion for technology was always alive. Well, it was also the love that led me here. That led me to i.c.stars, which started my career. If it wasn't for the love of my family, and particularly love for my aunt Angie right over there, I would have never been introduced into this leadership. Into this opportunity, and perhaps I would have led to a different outcome. I have nothing but the most gratitude for her leading me where I am today. Even in times where I self-doubted myself and, thought I couldn't make it, you always showed me that there was more in me, and I would never found this pathway if it wasn't for you. Remembering back when I commenced, I started off with a small tech company since, with someone like me, I still like to start off small. And then I helped them grow into a big juggernaut. I immersed myself in both front-end and back-end developing, sharpening my skills as I grew into my career. Getting to collaborate with a tight-knit team not only helped me with my attention to detail, but in delivering efficient work, but it also helped me gain more experience working with other people. As time went on, I leveraged my abilities to be more agile and detail-oriented with strong technology skills. I was able to bridge development and design, which made me shine and stand out as a key player in the success of our company. When I jumped off into the role as a full-stack developer, I worked to shift my focus onto UI UX design, since it was my main drive into tech. Developing a stronger foundation in multiple coding languages, I used my experience and knowledge to create intuitive and appealing results, with the aesthetic, and constantly pushing the boundaries of functionality and making things more efficient. Through continuous learning, real work experience, and users research, I constantly redefined my skills to solidify my portfolio with more success. Unique projects that created solutions that resonated not only with the aesthetic, but the user. Throughout the years, I've been able to mentor a variety of folks making a difference for technology, being able to collaborate with many different sides of the development process, and showing a different perspective of work. Reflecting so much, gaining so much, I would have never thought it would be possible. But thanks to all the cards lining down, I am here today.
Great job, Ivan. Thank you very much. Next up this evening, with the Planetary Responsibility to Nurture, with the Hustle and Humor Award of 2050, is Kiara Harris. Kiara, the podium is yours.
Hey, y'all, Merry Christmas. Y'all going? Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. I need 2 seconds. All right. So, I guess all right, y'all, I play a lot. Y'all know that already, though. Let me get myself together. I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. It is an incredible honor to be standing here today, receiving the Hustle and Humor Award, a recognition of dedication, resilience, and passion that have driven my journey. They say laughter is the best medicine, and if that's true, I guess I've been running a free clinic this whole time. Y'all can pay me later, don't worry about it. I am a self-diagnosed part-time comedian. Through every challenge, I've learned hard work gets you far, but a good sense of humor makes the ride a lot more enjoyable. This award represents my commitment to innovation, leadership, and technology. And making technology more accessible to underserved communities. When I first got into tech, it was honestly all about making a paycheck. I thought success was measured in lines of code and direct deposits. But then something shifted. Maybe it was the late nights after 12-hour classes debugging things that I did not care about. Or maybe it was the moment I saw how a simple app can make someone's life easier. I found i.c.stars thanks to a friend of mine. We were sitting around talking about my job as a server. When she just, I hate that job. Somewhere else. Or maybe a marketing company or something. I told her, I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'm good. I said, I don't want to move forward with them. I make good money as a server. Sometimes I make more money than the higher ups. I said, but if I'm being honest, this is just a stepping stone for me. I then told her what I actually wanted to do was to cybersecurity. That's when she mentioned i.c.stars and she told me to check it out. So I did my research, applied, and boom. Next thing you know, I was in. Little did I know, I wasn't just signing up for a tech program. I was signing up for a full-blown life transformation. And let me tell you, I got way more than I bargained for. Early mornings, late nights, brain stretching challenges, and a whole new perspective of what I'm capable of. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. One of the key turning points in my journey came when I worked on an AI powered tool for employees who work for a mental health facility. With the use of Copilot and the skills I've adapted along the way, I actually played a part in something that could really make an impact in people's lives. Seeing how technology can help people not only solve problems, but even relieve a little stress really changed everything for me. Problem solver. I'm a problem solver. From there, I started looking for ways to use my skills beyond the usual grind. That's how I got involved in teaching tech to underrepresented youth, showing them that they could too build and create. Watching someone light up when they realize they can learn the code is way more satisfying than trying to center a div in CSS. I've also been the person in their shoes, so I know where they came from. Let's be real. This journey wasn't all smooth sailing. There were plenty of moments where I looked at my screen and I was questioning my life's choices, wondering why my code worked yesterday, but it's not working today. And I know I practiced, I remembered it. But through resilience, adaptability, and a whole lot of John's iced coffee, I learned that every error message is just an opportunity in disguise. I developed the ability to think critically, collaborate effectively, and lead with empathy. Skills that have shaped my career, my honesty, and my sanity. After completing the i.c.stars program, I took every opportunity to improve my skills in software development, cybersecurity, and business strategy. I landed a role as a junior software developer where I quickly learned that the real bug wasn't code. It was figuring out how to explain my code to others. As I progressed in my career, I took on roles where I was responsible for not just coding, but leading teams to tackle real-world challenges. It's about working with others to solve complex problems, breaking down technical concepts so that everyone, regardless of their background, can contribute to building meaningful solutions. As I moved into leadership roles, I became a lead software developer and later a technical project manager, where I had the privilege of mentoring junior developers just like myself and guiding teams through complex projects. Watching these projects go from concept to real-world solutions was incredibly fulfilling. Now, none of this would have been possible without the support of my mentors, thank you, my family, thank you, and my newfound family, Cycle 56. And as y'all heard me say today, a cycle full of sharks. The incredible individuals who saw my potential even when I doubted myself. I'd like to give a special thank you to my Uncle Boo Dirty. That's a nickname. We got a nickname. Who has been my rock, my inspiration, and a constant source of encouragement. Answers every call no matter what the time, always making sure I stay focused, cheering me up when I'm down, and most importantly, keeping my head held high since losing his brother, my father. You taught me not to worry because everything is going to be all right. Just like the saying goes, everything is going to be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. I'd also like to give a shout out to my Tindalea. She loves me like I'm her own. And if y'all been paying attention, you know I literally call her mom. Trust me, that's not just for fun. It's because she has been a true mother to me in every way. The love, the support, the are you eating, check-ins, and the I'll pull up if I need to energy, she's giving it all. And honestly, I don't even know what my life definitely with less love, but let's get one thing straight. I'm not giving you any grandkids no time soon. So don't even think about it. I'll get you a puppy or a plant or something like that. But that's as far as I'm going. I'd also like to take a moment to thank me for the perseverance, resiliency, the strength, and the pure grit that got me here. Because let me tell you, everything that could have happened to me in this cycle is happened. Car got towed, check. Lights cut off, check. Windows busted. Of course, honestly gets worse. I said, but hey, life was really out here testing me like I signed up for an advanced level. At some point, I had to ask myself, are you going to sink or are you going to swim? And despite every obstacle given, I never gave up. It was never an option. If anything, it made me go harder. Because I made my dad a promise. And more importantly, I refused to fail myself. The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. And let me tell you, I paid full price. Winning this award is a milestone, but the true reward is the impact I get to make every day. To anyone still figuring out their path, know your skills, your experience, and passion can change the world. Keep learning, keep pushing forward, and never stop believing in what's possible. Make connections, build relationships, network, be fearless, and stay fearless. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiara. Yes, it is important that we all stay fearless. Great job. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to create and the 1,000 Changed Lives Award, is Mia Tatulavia. Mia, I think I bungled your last name, but Mia, come on up.
Thank you. Good evening. I want to start by saying this moment feels surreal. As I stand here tonight accepting that 1,000 changed lives, my mind is taking me back to where it all began. Not in an office, not with a perfectly crafted business plan. There was just a realization that something had to change. No journey is traveled alone. If there is one person who has been through everything with me, every doubt, every revelation, it's my husband. He has been my biggest supporter and many times the only person to listen to my crazy 3 a.m. brainstorms about something game-changing. When I questioned myself, he reminded me where I started. When I feel like giving up, he refused to let me. This moment belongs to him just as much as it does to me. If you would have met me in early days of my career, you might have called me a great developer. And you would have been correct until the point of explanation. I gained the important skills of clear communication the hard way. Let me paint the picture. The year 2025, imagine me, a young, ambitious full-stack developer, standing in front of my team, trying to explain a system I built. I was excited. I was passionate. And judging by the blank stares in the room, I was completely incomprehensible. It was so bad that at one point someone raised their hand and said, "Are you speaking in JavaScript?" That moment hit me hard. It didn't matter how brilliant my ideas were, if I couldn't communicate them, they were worthless. So I made a choice. I didn't just want to build great things. I want to make people care about them. That skill, learning how to clearly and effectively share ideas, changed the course of my career. It's the same skill that helped me rally people behind a mission that at times felt impossible. In 2029, I moved into lead tech engineer role at Accenture. I saw how trust and relationship shaped everything. I learned that the best engineers aren't just technical. They bring people together, they align teams, and they build solutions that make sense to everyone globally. In 2036, I made the move to NVIDIA, where I worked as a data analyst for the next 6 years. This was where I saw a true power of AI and its potential to change lives when applied to real problems. It wasn't just about better algorithms, it was about creating intelligence that could empower those who had no voice. So 6 years later, I made transfer to Microsoft as a cybersecurity expert. Learning that role was the final piece. All along the journey, I saw firsthand how vulnerable people were in digital spaces. And I knew if we were going to build something to help women in oppressive environments, in countries with restrictive regimes, it had to be safe. I began building Raylight after leaving Accenture, and each job along the way helped me learn more to ensure its success. Let's be clear, Raylight isn't just a tech company, it's a movement. It's a fight. A fight for women who have been silenced for generations. A fight against systems that strip them of basic freedoms, to break down barriers that were never meant to exist, to develop tools that put power back into their hands that deserve it. When I started Raylight, I knew we must have a mission that not just words. It had to be an action. We create platforms that allow women access to education, financial autonomy, and security, tools that can't be censored or removed. We have created encrypted platforms for women to take the courses free from snooping. We have created financial structures that avoid conventional control, so women can have power over their own money. We have created AI-powered support networks that provide legal assistance, community support, and emergency resources, because sometimes safety is the first step to freedom. This is not a quick fix. This is not a one-year plan. This is a lifelong fight. And the truth, we are just getting started. If I have learned anything, it's this. Brilliance means nothing if it's locked away. Talent means nothing if it's silent. Receiving this award was a great honor, but the real work starts tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow, and for every woman who still waits for her freedom. Let's keep fighting. Thank you.
Great job, Mia. Thank you very much. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to grow and the award for lifting my eyes, slowing down, and smelling the roses, good advice we could all probably take, is Naya Dawson. Naya, take it away.
Shame that I've already cried a few times listening to these speeches. So, hello. I am grateful to be here today. Dang, I'm already. Hello, I am grateful to be here today to accept the award for discovering my own pace. When I was younger, my imagination was my safety blanket as I spent long nights dreaming of a future. I became impatient for the day I would become an adult. And as I grew older, I became overwhelmed by the idea of betterment. Betterment for myself, my family, and for the communities that welcome me. Fast forward to my 20s, I realized I needed to practice being more grounded and focused. It was through nourishing the inner child in me and learning what legacy I wanted to leave behind that my goals became more clear. The better life I am living now is filled with lessons I learned. 2 lessons I learned and applied to my life were about understanding how to treat myself kindly and take my time. It was at 26 that I began to appreciate how far I had come, and that my attempts at betterment were not in vain. I learned to maneuver through self-doubt and condition my thoughts to be more positive and affirming. Prior to icstars, in my first Saturn return, I felt I was in a purgatory realm, wondering how I could make a career change. I had to remind myself that I was not wasting my freedom and privilege on being creative, but rather I was looking for an opportunity to but rather I was looking for an opportunity to expound on my experience thus far. Leverage is what I needed. This self-awareness led me to reading The Artist's Way during the first half of i.c.stars, a book that taught me pace through healing and recovery. My mindset while reading this book and interning at i.c.stars was to strengthen the artist in me, become more disciplined, and live in the present. I remember how bittersweet I felt towards the end of our cycle, mostly because I am sentimental and I knew I'd miss my cohort mates, but also because all we had learned and developed in the studio was expected to equip us for the future we dreamt of. This was a welcome pressure, and it transformed into fuel to go further. I will admit, I hardly dreamt of labor. However, I can say I earned the life I am living now and am enjoying the fruits of said labor. My credibility became cultivated through my passion for people and their experiences. That was my natural contribution to technology. It was through research, mentorship, and candid conversations I deemed myself a creative technologist. And yes, it's real, Jennifer. I was serious about being taken seriously. I enjoyed bridging the gap and being a liaison through design systems. I felt empowered within this sweet spot within collaborative design departments. I was living a dream of taking ideas and bringing them to fruition because of collaboration and user research. My life experiences post i.c.stars moving forward was focused on clarity, discernment, and influence. My perception changed and hard decisions became easy problems to solve. It was not an overnight switch. Like a garden, you need to take your time with care and patience. I'd certainly compare my career and community servitude to a garden. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of nurturing yourself first before caring for others. Often when I dreamt of my future, I was fearful of discontentment. I was worried I would be bored of leisure and peace because I was used to chaos and turmoil. But I was mindful of my speech. I affirmed my dreams each day. I affirmed my community's dreams. If it weren't for community and being a consistent contributor, I fear I would not have had the same drive I have today. My best friend, Reese, she deserves an extra shout out tonight. Let me calm down. There were countless days in our younger years we manifested and poured into each other's aspirations. The encouragement was security in times of uncertainty. You have given me so much advice that I thought I would not usually be open to. Our friendship that evolved into siblinghood changed my life and continues to do so. Today's award, throughout my career, I've been awarded for being myself. Once I found my path as a creative technologist, I did not deter from it. 2050 would look differently if I had not chosen to pause and reflect in 2024. This award highlights my dedication to introspection, my dedication to inner work, so I could show up as my best self and go the distance. Audre Lorde is one of my many North Stars that I follow to this day, and her writing invokes the clarity and liberation I often seek after. She wrote, "If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies and eaten alive." It takes courage to stay true to who I am, but it takes intention to be present. Thank you.
Thank you, Naya. Great job. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to create and winning the 2050 Grace Hooper Celebration Abbey Award, is Noor Hazabala. Noor, come on up.
Here today. It is an incredible honor to be named the recipient of the Grace Hopper Celebration ABBY Award for my contribution to building technology for the betterment of humanity. Technology can loosely be defined as the practical application of knowledge. I ask you all today, what good is knowledge that serves the interests of oppression, or of capital, or war? As technologists, we have a huge choice to make about where we apply our knowledge. Financiers might have any range of intentions, but they need us to painstakingly build the architecture of their visions. We need to choose wisely the future that we want. I knew growing up that I had to learn to survive in a world that was betting against me. My family are first-generation immigrants, and I grew up as a witness to the racism and discrimination my parents faced. I spent my 20s working in environments where I experienced all kinds of interpersonal violence. These experiences motivated me to become an entrepreneur, to work for myself and no longer be at the mercy of harmful employers. I began my tech journey at i.c.stars, an internship program designed to help minorities from non-traditional backgrounds transition into careers in business and technology. From i.c.stars, I got my first role as software developer at United Airlines. I grinded hard to build a firm foundation for myself as a developer, and I fulfilled my dream of being an entrepreneur when I started Cloud Tribe Consulting. I was inspired by Sandy Castro, founder of i.c.stars. Sandy would say, leadership is giving opportunity to others, and those words remained burned into my mind years in my career. As CEO of Cloud Tribe, I worked diligently to recruit other individuals from marginalized groups who shared a vision of social progress, not just for the sake of representation, but with the awareness that those who have felt the impacts of discrimination, violence, and all forms of oppression that plague our society would be among the most passionate in fighting these injustices. I wanted to create a safe haven for people of color, women, transgender, and non-binary people in IT to survive and thrive. What I'm most passionate about is solving problems, not just the kind you find on a backlit screen, but the real big P problems that humanity is facing right now. My mind is insatiable for problems to solve, so I turn my attention to the problems challenging the human race. And I'm grateful for a career that empowered me to use my problem-solving mind for the greater good. I'm proud to say that Cloud Tribe has worked on projects to create software architecture for a number of human-centered efforts, improving access to food, affordable housing, healthcare, and mental health resources. We have offered consulting to a long list of companies and nonprofits that are working hard to make the world a better place. And we've raised money for groups working hard to promote child welfare across the globe. We did it by being an example of what we want to see more of in the world: equity, justice, and intention. I want to thank all of the people who have helped me get to where I'm standing now, because I know I couldn't have done it alone. I'm forever indebted to those who created the opportunities I had being leaders before me. I want to give a very special thank you to Ada, my counselor, my friend, and someone who's been there for me as family. I want to give a very special thank you also to Larry Cohens. Larry has been a witness in my journey in i.c.stars, and he's seen something in me that I couldn't see in myself. His wisdom and guidance inspired me to believe in myself and my capabilities. Thank you again, everyone who's part of the Grace Hopper celebration, for honoring me with this award.
Wonderful, Noor. Thank you very much. Next up this evening, with the planetary responsibility to inspire, with the 2050 Award for Excellence in Growth and Impact Award, is Travis Rosario. Travis, the microphone is yours.
You know, pretty good for 2050. All right, so I'm really grateful to be nominated for the Excellence in Growth and Impact Award. It's amazing to be recognized for my growth and the difference I've made on the team within Spotify. Back in 2023, I lost my job at Companion Animal Hospital that I really, really loved. Before I left, I had an inspiring conversation with Jack, a coworker of mine who used to be a kennel attendant just like me. And through curiosity and a drive to learn, he eventually became a vet anesthesiologist. In our final sit down, where we talked about how people like us Those who are striving for growth often have to get knocked down before we could get back up. And that was something that really stuck with me. I took it as a sign that setbacks aren't the end. They could be the motivator for growth. With an entire year off, this gave me the hope and the push I needed to take the next step and find a new path. So 11 months later, my journey at i.c.stars began. When I joined i.c.stars, I learned and I grew a lot. I've had my fair share of challenges, but they all taught me something important. Whether it was problem solving, working with a team, or just pushing through imposter syndrome, I had moments where I doubted myself, but getting through them made me feel like I was on the right track. Like when I solved my first problem and had that aha moment, or finishing second in Geek Week, or watching TruePath, a consulting team I had the pleasure of being a part of, succeed together. It showed me exactly what I was capable of. When I began my work at Spotify, my goal was to help make it more interactive, turning it into a place where people could connect, share music, and have real conversation. I think I genuinely changed the way that people experience music together, making it not just a platform, but a place to socialize and bond over what we love. When I joined as a junior developer in 2026, I spent late nights coding. I collaborated with my team, coming up with ideas and watching them come to life. In 2030, I got promoted to Engineer 1, and my responsibilities in that role allowed me to introduce the idea of chat rooms. This was one of my proudest moments because I was given the opportunity to lead the development of this idea. This created a way for users to share songs, playlists, and also have conversations. As I climbed the ladder in my career, that passion never faded. Now in 2050, Spotify has chat rooms that change the way people experience music, making it a space for connection as much as listening. Looking back, I'm grateful for all the challenges, late nights, and everyone I've worked with who helped shape the journey I'm on now. Looking ahead, I know there's always more to build, more to learn, and more ways to bring people together through music. I want to thank so many people for helping me along the way. Cycle 56, we've heard it time and time again. We're powerful, and I see so many stars in this room. I've been inspired by so many of my colleagues who I can now call my friends. Christian, showing all of us what it means to be a true friend. Edson's ability to teach. Danny's ability to unite people. Jalan's vulnerability. Mia and Noor's trailblazing in tech. Kiara's fearless honesty. Destiny's vision. Lydia and Shamar's strong worth ethic. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many people in here who deserve their flowers, and you've heard from all of them today. I'm also incredibly grateful for my friends and found family. Alex Munoz, who motivated me to continue my education and continues to inspire me in many different ways. Robert Torres, who kept me grounded and had my back through everything and anything. He showed me what it is to have a true brother. My partner, Jasmine Castillo, who always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. And lastly, my mom, who, despite our differences, always tried her best to support me. Honestly, I wouldn't be here without all of them, and I'm really thankful for everything I've experienced so far and everyone who supported me. Every challenge and every lesson has helped get me here, and I'm excited for what's coming next. So, thank you.
Thank you, Travis. In wrapping us up this evening, last but not least at all, is Shamar Houston with the Top Bug Bounty Hunter of 2050, whose planetary responsibility is to go out and innovate. Shamar, bring us home.
Good evening, everyone. This is truly an honor. After years of hard work and dedication, I am so proud to be receiving the Top Bug Bounty Hunter of the Year award from Netflix. Back in 2024, if I had to envision my future success, it will be this award. This recognition is a symbol of my relentless effort and passion for cybersecurity. Since the age of 13, I have always had a passion for working in the technology industry. Early on, I was exposed to the darker side of the internet, witnessing DDoS attacks, phishing schemes, and SIM swapping, and saw firsthand the harm these threats could cause. This experience shaped my mindset and fueled my desire to protect those who lack the knowledge or time to safeguard themselves online. Because of this, my ultimate goal has always to become a penetration tester, ensuring cybersecurity for those who need it the most. The path to cybersecurity was challenging, but with a solid plan, it's absolutely achievable. The ladder to success was steep, but I achieved it. I began in 2025 as a junior developer, and within 5 years, I progressed to a full stack developer. In that role, I learned the importance of computer networking and expanding my fluency in more computer languages. And within 3 years, I then advanced to the role of cybersecurity analyst. And after working as a cybersecurity analyst for 2.5 years, I ultimately reached the demanding yet rewarding role of penetration tester. Success on this journey requires a strong skill set, highlighted by 2 essential qualities: self-discipline and patience, both of which are crucial in mastering in the field. I want to take this moment to give a huge shout out to my brother Mari. Because of him, I had the opportunity to learn about i.c.stars and take my first step into the tech industry, all without a degree. i.c.stars is truly a place of opportunity, and the people here truly do incredible work. A special thanks to Ryan and Jess for always helping me navigate the tech world, Brandice for setting the standards of true leadership, Tandalea and Jennifer for their massive support, and most importantly, Tim for always believing in me. To my cycle mates, thank you as well for always being kind, respectful, and pushing me through tough moments, especially during Geek Week. Most importantly, I want to thank my family. From day one, when I told my mom I was joining an internship that teaches coding while paying us $200 a week, she thought it was a scam. She thought I was gonna show up to the place and get kidnapped, or it was some kind of scam. She asked a few questions to make sure it was legit, but once she saw the opportunity, she fully supported me, encouraging me every step of the way. I can't thank everyone enough for playing a part in me getting to this point. This is just the beginning, and I'm beyond grateful. Thank you all.
I want to first of all commend all of the interns for doing such a great job tonight. And I also want to thank all of the guests who I see in the room for being part of their journey and being their witnesses this evening. Writing a dream speech is quite a task and quite a challenge. They all come in thinking they're all learning about coding, and I walk in and throw them back into 7th grade English. They all know that they want to change the world and they want to be successful. And I really push them to articulate the specifics of that dream and think about how they're going to make a mark in the world and make a difference, and for themselves, for their families, and for the world at large. I want to thank i.c.stars staff for making all of this happen. Brandees, it was a seamless operation this year. And I wish all of you the best of luck and make those dreams come true. Thank you. Good evening.
All right, cool. Just making sure that the sound switched over. I don't know if you all know this, but Christian's job here is actually like the lead recruiter, right? Like, what is it, a senior recruitment person? What? I don't even know his title because Christian live streamed it, created the background, did the slides and transitions. Jessica, the tech team, set up like the camera. I have no idea how to do this. I just want to stand on my spot. Yeah, like linking things up. He also designs a logo for I just want to thank you, Christian. It really takes a special person to create the visuals for the things that are in our hearts, right? Like, I could be real picky. I'd be like, that's tacky. I don't like the texture of that. It doesn't quite feel warm enough. And Christian's like, the hell is warm? So, like, it's great, like, to have somebody who's so generous that even though he's a 9 to 5 employee, Christian is willing to show up 24/7. And so I really appreciate that. Bonus sprint, Jennifer starts to look even more pale than usual because all of a sudden she's pulling 16-hour days. I just want to send a shout out to Jennifer, our career development person. She's here trying to get resumes through and taking stuff out. And some of you may have heard the name Larry Kelton's even get a shout out from Pal for Noor. I wish you all knew their history to see where they have come today. Like, it has been beautiful watching your relationship grow between mentor, brother alum, and future sister star. And so I'm really, really proud to know that, like, as a staff, with all of our wraparound services, that even Larry, the program director who has his hands in so many things, is still shoulder to shoulder with our interns on a daily basis. So I just want to thank you, Larry, for that. And then last but not least, I want to acknowledge Tandalea Hill. I don't see her right now. She's probably taking care of my children. She is literally the heart of the staff here at i.c.stars. I mean, man, I start to feel jealous that Kiara gets to call her Ma. I was like, damn, is that allowed? like I want to do it too. Like, just the incredible amount of love and investment that she has in showing our interns that help is not a dirty word and that there's no room for shame in her presence. And so I just want to send a shout out to Tandalea for also supporting the stars. And then last but not least, outside of the staff here, I want to thank you, the witnesses. Even the ones who can only bear witness for a while and then go back off into reality. Without witnesses, did the dream ever happen? I don't know if you all know the story about what happened with Martin Luther King in his speech, I Have a Dream. His speech was falling flat. He was out there, blah, 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 blah. And Mahalia Jackson screamed from audience, Martin, tell him about the dream. And that is how the dream speech was born, about a dream that he had told her about, that he's working so hard to come into fruition. And so remember, when Jazzy J is stepping off path, remember the dream, Jasmine. When Yvonne is like so stuck on trying to figure out this bug, remember the dream. When Daniel's like, I feel like this tune has been played 1,000,000 times, but nobody plays it like you. Remember the dream. We need witnesses as much as we need dreamers. I would hope that you feel inspired to go home and write your own dreams. Every person is born with wonder and dreams and visions. Life has a way of doing what Naya talked about, defining you, crushing you down, and eating you alive. Resist. Resistance is the revolution. The revolution is in your dreams. And thank you for sharing them with us all. Now you ain't got to go home. But that chicken got to get up out of here. Thank you. And good night to everybody.